Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So from today I have started a new chapter from plant physiology, that is photosynthesis in higher plants. So we will take one chapter from plant physiology and one from animal physiology, and then likewise we will continue. So let's start the chapter. So the first thing is, what is photosynthesis? According to NCERT, it is a physico-chemical process which acts as a primary source of all food on the earth and is responsible for the release of oxygen in the atmosphere by the green plants. What are the requirements of photosynthesis? First is chlorophyll, light, and carbon dioxide. These are the requirements of photosynthesis. An experiment was performed to test the presence of starch formation. A variegated leaf, which is a leaf covered with black paper, was taken and another leaf was exposed to the light. The test for starch was performed and it was found that photosynthesis occurs only in the green part of the leaves which was exposed to light, that is, in the presence of light. This was an important experiment. Another experiment called as the half-leaf experiment, in which a part of leaf was taken and enclosed in a test tube containing KOH soaked in cotton. Now this KOH used to absorb carbon dioxide. So the other half of the leaf was exposed to air. So what they found is that the part which was in the test tube, that gives a negative starch test, and the part which was exposed to air gave a positive starch test. This setup was placed in light, so the result became as carbon dioxide is required for photosynthesis. Now some of the early experiments on photosynthesis were first by Joseph Priestley. He showed that plants have the ability to take up carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and release oxygen. Next experiment was by Jan Ingenhousz, which states that the release of oxygen by the plants is possible only in sunlight and only by the green parts of the plants. Third is Julius von Sack. His experiment concluded that green parts in plant produce glucose, which is stored as starch. Next experiment was T.W. Engelmann experiment. He showed the effect of different wavelengths of light on photosynthesis, and he also plotted the first action spectrum of photosynthesis. Next experiment was performed by Van Niel, which states that photosynthesis is a light-dependent reaction in which hydrogen, which is an oxidizable compound, reduces carbon dioxide to form sugar. So these are all the early experiments on photosynthesis. Next topic is the site of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis basically takes place in the green parts of the plants, which are the leaves. The leaf consists of mesophyll cells, and these mesophyll cells further contain the chloroplast. Chloroplasts are the actual site of photosynthesis. The chloroplast consists of thylakoids, which contain all the pigments used for capturing the solar energy required for photosynthesis. Another important part of chloroplast are the granas. The granas are the membranous system which is responsible for trapping the light energy and synthesis of ATP and NADPH. Remember these two sites. Third is the stroma. Stroma is the biosynthetic phase, that is, the dark reaction takes place in the stroma of the chloroplast. Now stroma is also used to incorporate carbon dioxide in plants for synthesizing the sugar which forms the starch. So light energy occurs in the grana, which consists of both PS1 and PS2, and in stromal lamella, which includes only PS1. That's the end of part 1 of this chapter. I hope all the concepts were clear. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video. Thanks for watching.